Hey, and hello there everyone! Welcome back to the Strike Streams! Friday edition, Friday the 9th. How about that? How are we all doing? Happy Friday. If it's like the end of the day for you, well done for getting through another week and getting through your Friday. And if you still got a few hours left, then, I hope that those final few hours breeze on by. So there we go. There we go. Hang on, I'm just going to sort this out. There we go. Oh, hang on, I need to move my TV a bit closer, don't I? Let me do that. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So how are we all doing? I will get into the game and I'll say hi to people and we'll kind of do things kind of quick today. Ryan, you believe today is going to be a good shiny day. Also, you didn't share your good news, I don't think, unless I missed it. So let's say hi to some people. So Kieran, hi, and Kevin, hi, and Gage, hi, and Ryan, who I've already talked to but not said hi to, hi. And Smasher, welcome back. And let's see. Ooh. And then if I've missed anyone, please let me know. But otherwise, let's get right on into things, shall we? Oh, you got Celesteela. Oh, you got Celesteela in your list. Ah, well then, why don't we do this? Chat. Who is available to do a Celesteela? Because we had issues with Smasher yesterday. With like connecting with Smasher, unless I'm confusing you with someone else, Smasher. But we had the connection issues yesterday, right? And then so is there anyone... Ooh, Gage, you got DKR HD. Nice. I need to get that when... Okay, good. I do remember people and their life stories. Okay, so why don't we try Neoing with Smasher? Because basically, Smasher, we'll do the... like, rather than make you wait, like, an hour, why don't we test if you can connect with us now? And then if Neoing doesn't work with you, then we know that there's some kind of issue and that it's not worth trying to connect with you unless like you have some kind of change in like computer or internet situation or whatever. So so why don't we oh, Tenchi, hi, welcome. So why don't we do, so could you guys please let me know, oh whoops, I messed that up. Could you guys please let me know? I've typed it in twice. Let's see what Nightbot does. Maybe I just need to go like that. Could you guys, if you guys are interested in a Celesteela, could you please follow the following format? You're going to say strike in big capital letters, I can do, and then you're going to let me know if you can do Celesteela, okay? So we're going to try and have Smasher. We're going to try and have Smasher host a Dynamax adventure, okay? So, yeah. And then if this doesn't work, then we'll go on with our regular tickets, but let's give this a go. Oh, hang on, yeah. So, yeah, don't start it yet, okay, Smasher? So, because we just need to get a team assembled. So could you guys, ready, set, bow, let me know who can play along with myself and Smasher for a Celesteela. I know Kieran can't, but who else can, okay? So Kevin can... so let's have Kevin in there. I probably need to get the spreadsheet open, don't I? Let's see. Is a wild Kramen perhaps filling in the spreadsheet? No. No Kramen. Also, hang on. Sorry, I need to cough or something. Oh, that's weird. Ryan can, but not at the moment, so... that means you can't. Sorry. So I need to know who can do a Celesteela, like, right here, right now. Like, Tenchi, can anyone do a Celesteela? Like, we've got so many people here, and yet no one can do Celesteela? Crud. That's awkward. Hang on. I am just going to add Tenchi to the spreadsheet, even if Tenchi's like, I'm not going to join in today. Yay! Okay. I'll talk about my stomach later for sure. Okay, so chat, can we please, so let's try Tenchi, Kevin, and Smasher. If this doesn't work, we'll figure out some other ticket the three of you can do, or that, say, we'll sub in, like, Smasher for Kieran, and we'll figure something out. Oh, Ryan, you're waiting to pick up your wife from work. Well, that's no problem. Well, thank you for joining me whilst you wait for your wife. That's very sweet. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Okay, so make sure you're connected to the Ycom. So, yeah, so Smasher is gonna host, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna wait for, so we're gonna say anything goes. Smasher has selected Celesteela. And provided Smasher is definitely connected to the Ycom and is connected to the internet and has typed in the following code. Hang on, it's 62606260. So Smasher, if you type it, if you hit invite others now, and then let me know once you've done that, okay? So let me know once you have done that, and then here we go. So here we go, 62606260. Good code, by the way. I like it. I appreciate the hustle. And here we go. So we're just waiting for the go-ahead from Smasher. Smasher needs to hit invite others first, and then we'll see if this works. Okay, so Smasher has indeed hit it. Let's see what happens. It's taking a few seconds. Now, but the interesting thing will be whether it will connect people to me or whether we'll connect to Smasher. So Tenchi and Kevin, let me know once you guys have hit it as well, and let me know what happens. So basically, all you guys let me know what's happening, because this is taking a while. So I suspect that Tenchi and Kevin are going to connect with me, but maybe you'll connect with Smasher. And then if you do, I guess just you guys can do a Celesteela, I don't know. Oh, okay, there's Kevin. Ooh, okay. That's not ideal. I won't lie. So Tenchi, what? Okay, Tenchi's typing the code. But yeah, because we had this issue with Neo Smasher, where yeah, we could play with Neo, but Neo couldn't play with us. But that doesn't seem to be the case here. So, Tenchi, we just need to see what happens with you. I might need to fill up my water bottle when we... So out of Kevin, Tenchi, and say Kieran, could the three of you do a Yuxi? Or if you can't, would like Thunderous and Kartana be okay? Let me know if Yuxi's okay, and if it's not, let me know the alternatives. There's 10. Okay. I'm really sorry, Smasher. Like, Pokemon Sword and Shield is... There obviously is something with, like, your internet or something where there's, like, some firewall or VPN or some weird something that is preventing you, because if you're on a wired connection and this is this insistent on not working, then like that's not good. Okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna quit right there, and then we'll try again. But yeah, Smasher, I'm really sorry. That does suck. Dang. Okay, so the new team one is going to be... So this is going to be Kieran, Kevin, and Tenchi. And then I'm going to put Yuxi for now, just until I hear anything else from anyone else. But then we can take it from there. Your Switch says 4.3G network right now. And Smasher, you do other games online, okay, right? Like, if you did, like, a random trade on, like, Scarlet and Violet or something, that would all work completely fine. But, yeah. And Tenchi, that kind of is what happened to you a long way back, yes. Yeah, there's just something about this game where there are, like, certain allowances it doesn't have, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's something Nintendo, like, deliberately programmed in, like, oh, we want to prevent Pokemon cloning. But yeah. But yeah, that sucks, though. That really sucks. Okay, so yeah, hang on. Tenchi, I haven't seen anything. Oh, wait, hang on. Kevin said he can do Yuxi. And then did Tenchi say anything about Yuxi or anything? We need to hear from Tenchi. We're just waiting from Tenchi about if Yuxi's okay. And then we'll get onto it, because we are starting to... I do need to kind of be quick today. So, yeah. Okay, good. Tenchi can do anything. Sorry if you did post that already, but I just can't see it anywhere. So, okay, anything goes. Right, okay, so Tenchi, Kieran, Kevin, here we go. Let's do a Yuxi. Yuxi that Jones. Oh, Smasher. Can I ask you what? Can I ask you a random favor? I guess if you want to, like, if you connected to the internet and you hosted and you just put invite others and like but did it without a link code, do you like connect with other people, or is it just if you do like a private code? Maybe try that. See if you can play with a bunch of random other people and see if like anyone connects with you. Because I imagine there are some people who do randomly connect or whatever. But okay, so let's do this thing. Let's go 0509 and then 0212. So 0509 0212 or like 59212. However you want to do it. I just see Smasher, because like more information is like never a bad thing, except for the times where it confuses you more, and then it's a bad thing. But no. But let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got Kevin, we've got Seyo, and then we just need Tenchi. Shade Van Fan, hello. Welcome. Happy Friday. If anyone has not yet clicked like on the video, could you please click like on the video? Don't want to be in a position where the number of people watching right here, right now is bigger than the number of likes. We always want the number of likes on the video to be larger than the number of people currently watching the video. It's always an important thing. So here we go. Or should I say here we go? We just need Tenchi. Okay, I don't know why... Tenchi, forgive me if this sounds patronizing. You definitely are watching, like, live, right? Like, it's weird that it keeps taking your Switch so long to connect. And the only reason I could think of is if you were, say, like, 10 seconds behind or something like that. But anyway, here we go. Ready, set, bow. You guys know Yuxi. No ground moves because it has Levitate. Dark is the best, and then Ghost, and then Bug. It's a bulky boy, so stat moves are a good thing. Yeah, Smasher. See if you can get in with random people. Because maybe you can. Maybe there's just something to do with, like, I don't know, private lobbies or something. But yes. Here we go. Oh, Orangaru's a good pick just because of, like, extra move picking. Cryogonal does have good special defense. I'll say that. It's a good, like, specially defensive Pokemon. So, it can be useful. Yeah, okay. I think, okay, this is a pretty nifty team. So, let's see what we got here. Oh, hang on, Fighting Eyes. That went way too fast. Was there like a Gorgeist somewhere? Maybe, I don't know. Hang on. Theory! Oh, okay, there is a dark... Okay, it doesn't matter which way we can go. We can access that dark at the end. So the question is, which path is better? Which one do we need more shinies from? Grimmsnarl is a dark type. So if we go left, there is Grimmsnarl. So, sorry, I had a burp there. You can't connect to the public lobby either. That sucks. Yeah, oh, damn. Has anyone, like, Googled, like, I don't know, about, like, connecting online on Sword and Shield and, like, when you can't? Again, I don't know. The problem is, like, you'd probably get people saying all the stuff that we've kind of, like, double-checked with you. Like, right, you're not on a mobile hotspot, right? And you're not doing this, right? Like, so... And I am sorry that I have to ask those kind of quote-unquote obvious questions. But, you'd be surprised by the number of people who've come through Smasher who will then, like... You know, like, we've had people come along and be like, oh, can I play along too? And it's like, yes, of course, yes, new person, yay. And then they're like... So where do I go? And it's like, well, to the DLC places. And it's like, oh, I don't have the DLC. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, sorry. Like we have people ask us who, like, don't even have the DLC. Or they won't have, like, a Switch Online subscription. And so you know, you do just always kind of need to run through. Right, do you have a TLC? Do you have an online Switch subscription? Are you on a mobile hotspot? Have you pressed communicate on the Ycom? Are you definitely connected on the Ycom? Like, we need to ask these questions, because there are always people. But yeah, that's Smasher, you are officially our weirdest case. Like, so congratulations. There is no grand prize. You don't win anything. But you are the winner of... This makes the least amount of sense why you can't connect to us, or why we can't connect to you. Because we've never had... For everyone, there has always been a reason. There has always been some kind of reason. Do you mind if I ask, Smasher, like, which part of the world are you located in? I don't mean, like, give me your full address and, like, your grandmother's maiden name, but just, like, are you in, like, you know, the USA? If you are you, like, on East Coast, West Coast? Can you tell me a bit more about your internet, maybe? Like, what kind of, like, who your provider is or whatever? I suppose if you're not in America or something, if you tell us your provider, it might not mean anything to us. If you're like, I'm in the... Oh, no, wait, you were, like, 3 hours ahead, I think. So, you are, like, East Coast, right? But... also, well done, Team 1 so far. Because, we're doing well. Right, here we go. Yes. And then Befuddle for the win. You're in New York and you use T-Mobile. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a weird one. Oh, forgive me if I've never said this before, and you know, I know as a voice actor I should be careful about talking about brands online, but I am just gonna sort of say this. It's really weird. It's in the UK, right? T-Mobile are a mobile like sort of network provider in the UK as well, right? And they are like one of the main sort of mobile network providers. But here's the thing: they are not like the biggest by any means, and they're sort of like one of the like lower down ones. And so if you said, like, if in the UK you said, oh, one of the big mobile providers is also big in America, can you guess which one? People, like, wouldn't guess T-Mobile because it's kind of like the 4th place option in the UK, and yet somehow it's the one that's, like, also in America, which is just, it's just really weird. It's just really weird. Right, Grimmsnarl. So should we do Grimmsnarl and then the Persian? And we could get rid of Oranguru and Cryogonal. Maybe we might want to get rid of Oranguru first, just because Oranguru... If Oranguru Dynamaxes against Persian, it just isn't really going to be able to do a whole lot. So... Because, like, Oranguru can't really do anything to Grimmsnarl here, just by virtue of it's a dark type, but it can use Instruct on, like, me or whoever's going to do super effective damage. I don't know if I'm faster than Oranguru. If I'm faster than Oranguru, then maybe it can just use it on me or something, but 103, 109. Okay, it is slower than me. Nice. Oh, I have Venoshock. Okay, Venoshock works. Although, ironically, I actually think Venoshock might be equally as powerful. Isn't Pollen Puff, like, base 90? 90 times 1.5 is 135. Venoshock, isn't Venoshock 65? So times 2, that's only 130. So does that mean Pollen Puff is actually stronger than Venoshock? Oh. Oh my. Right, can we get a Cheese Freeze? Ah! We did! Yes! Okay, max darkness for special defense down. That's pretty nifty. Whoa, that did nothing. Like, that literally did nothing. Oh, because it's times 4, not very effective. Oh, okay. That's fine and fair enough. Grimmsnarl's frozen solid. Because the cheese freeze. Instruct. Right, Venoshock. But here's the thing, I actually think Pollen Puff might be more powerful. I need to do some quick maths. I need to check. 90 times 1.5 is 135. 65 times 2 is... So Yeah, this is why you got to do maths, guys. This is why you do have to know some basic maths, because I did not really realize the power of these moves, but Pollen Puff is actually more powerful. Oh, Kevin's going for Max Darkness again. To lower that special defense. And then basically, yeah, if we get like a Pollen Puff and then like an Instruct, this might do enough damage. Here we go. And if this has a teeny bit of health left, it's because I went with Venoshock instead of Pollen Puff. But we KO'd it, so it doesn't matter. So Kevin, nicely done. Well done. But yeah, so this battle was an important lesson. Just because a move's super effective does not always mean it is the most powerful. Maths! Xander. Maybe no one here would be able to guess my internet provider. Lol. Ow. Apparently a message was deleted, and I don't get why it was deleted, but I'm going to trust Kramen's judgment. But okay. Right, so yeah, Orangaroo, 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 please now switch Orangaroo, 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 do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okie dokie. Well, Kramen, it said you deleted Smasher's post about, like, where Smasher was from, but it was also just, like, very generic, like, there was nothing dangerous about it. Oh, and then Persian. Hang on, can I get a picture of it? Hang on. Ow, dang, that's annoying. It said it was deleted by you, but now I can't get any evidence of it being deleted by you, but it said it was deleted by you. So that's weird. I mean, it's sort of, I guess it technically has personal information in, but it's also just like the vaguest personal, yeah. Oh, just to be safe. I mean, yes, but like, well, did it actually say city? Because it could have been the state. Although, again, the city has so many people. I mean, isn't the city in question... See, I almost said it. Isn't the city in question that I think we did all say out loud anyway. Which is, like, good going, Bo. But like, isn't it, like, the biggest one in the USA? And ergo... Well, I mean, I suppose you can always track people down. But... Anyway, it doesn't matter. This isn't me, like, querying you, Kramen. It's just... How safe is it to say that you live in a particular city if that city has, like, say, X million number of people? At what number of people is it not safe to say that you are from a certain place? That is today's question. Chat, put your answers in the chat. Because I don't know. I'm making up... Guys, I've been streaming for 9 months. I've run out of things to say. Okay. Actually, chat, let's play a game. Let's play a game. Everyone go around and say a place that is both a city and a state, okay? So there's, like, Washington, there's like, New York, there's Oklahoma, there's, well, there's Oklahoma City, but that's, like, Oklahoma City and Oklahoma. I'm going to count it, okay? It's not technically, like, two Oklahomas. The capital of Luxembourg is Luxembourg, right? So if we want to go beyond America, there's that. I think there's like 3 countries that have a capital city that's the same name as their country. Maybe I'm wrong. Feel free to look it up. Oh yeah, there's Mexico, Mexico City. But yeah, all it takes is for someone to live in a smaller city to make it that much easier to find them. Very true. Dang these Snarls, and dang these KOs, and dang the Drakloaks. And, wasn't Kevin Drakloak? I don't know. Right, here's a Pollen Puff. But again, that Snarl is cutting through, so if we have the physical moves... here's the Max Knuckle, more like a Max Shuckle. And then Tenchi, yeah, you were in 4th place Cryogonal, weren't you? So yeah, we would love for you to have this Persian. And then basically, if you use like a max darkness with snarl, a max snarkness, then that would be much appreciated, and that'll help immensely. So yeah. But yeah, so not having a go at you cramming or anything, I was just like, I don't know. I was just like sort of, I guess I can see why you did that out of caution, but I just wanted to make sure you had like done it out of caution or something, or that we're on like the same page, or whatever. Okay, so yeah, cryogonal. Also, everyone say hi to Crammon. Cryogonal. Tenji's gonna get the cryogonal. You could cram in. This could have been your like vengeful arc or something. Your vengeful madman arc. Cram in, smash. I don't know. No, that's it's fair enough. But obviously, I think I did say it out loud though, so someone could just hear us talking about this and then rewind and listen to me say it out loud. But yes. Right. Kevin just confirmed he lives in The Simpsons. Everyone go to The Simpsons and harass Kevin. Right, here we go. Pollen Puff. I'm just going to Pollen Puff. And then Persian is going to... Oh wait, Kramen lives in The Simpsons too. Oh gosh, is there anyone here who does it? Like you're Squidward, he's Squidward, they're Squidwards. Is anyone else here Squidward and lives in The Simpsons? Who knows? But yeah. Squidward meow. Right, here we go. Right, here we go. So there's the max darkness. That's going to lower that yummy special defense. So definitely be using your special attacks, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Because here's the Pollen Puff. And the Dark Pulse hits. Well done. And then I'm going to Pollen Puff again. And we're going to Dark Pulse again, and we're going to Shadow Ball again, and we're going to Max Darkness again. Also, why is, like, everything faster than Persian? I'm very confused. No, only one thing. No, Dracloak is, like, so fast. I don't think we really quite realized how fast... Wait, when is Yuxi faster than Persian? I'm so confused. Dang. And a crit. Also, is this the... Hang on, wait a minute. Are you telling me that Kevin has been KO'd twice? 123 Fake Street is an actual address. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. There's a lot of things that like one of the most famous examples was the movie because there was the comedy movie Meet the Parents. What was it, like, sort of about the year 2000 or so, and then they had a sequel called, and I want to make sure my enunciation and diction is good here, the sequel was called Meet the Fockers. And it was because in Meet the Parents, the character was called Greg Focker. Okay? With an O. I'm not saying it with a different letter, I'm saying it with an O. But one of the conditions they kind of had for, like, the second movie, I can't remember if it was, like, the movie studio or whatever else, but they were like, you can't have a movie called that unless there are actually real people with that surname. And then they went and found people who really did have that surname, and so it was okay. So there you go. So stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. Wait, Smasher just got shiny Celesteela? What? That's crazy. So, yes. I'm probably going to have to add the name Fokker to the list of banned words now, but oh well. Slowbro is a no-bro. Grimmsnarl is not a dupe, because I have gotten a Grimmsnarl before, haven't I? I had one from Scarlet and Violet, and I think from like a gift they gave out as well. But so I've had a lot of Grimmsnarls, but nevertheless, you know, you can never have too many. Persian! I do need a shiny Persian, or a lowland Persian at least. Dang, but will we get the Golden Uxie? Oh, it's a Bluesky. Oh, the humanity. Smasher, a thing I always say is you play with Bovio games, you get more shinies. And so basically, I like to think that in spirit, if we had played with you, we would have been there to get your shiny with you if it weren't for your weird internet. So, see? Like people get shinies when they come here and play Dynamax Adventures. Right, Slowbro, Tenchi's gotta go. No. Okay, bye Tenchi. Thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. So, Slowbro, let's just check some stats and... Okay, these are all pretty bad, aren't they? What's the nature on the Uxie? Okay, Uxie's neutral. That's kind of interesting. But I'm just gonna go with the Slowbro. So it's Smash's fault we didn't get any shinies, Kevin jokes. No, it's our fault for sucking and not being able to figure out Smash's internet issues. It's all our own faults. Like, we should all have a good look at ourselves, except Tenchi, because Tenchi's gone and can't hear this anymore. Okay, so welcome back. Would you like to find a record of Uxie? Yes, I would. Okay, so chat, I'll tell you what, I'm going to fill up my water bottle, because I didn't get a chance to do that before the stream. Could you guys let me know about Thunderous and Kartana, please? Like, who is around, who can do Thunderous and Kartana? Ready, set, bow, let me know, and I'll be right back, okay? Ryan's back! Yes! Okay, so let's see what we've got. Let's see what we got. What would she call your Celesteela? Ooh. Cella Smasher? No. Celaglina? No. I don't know. I'll think about it a sec. Starlight and Comet are pretty nifty, though. Okay, so guys, gals, non-binary pals, let's see what we've got. We've got Kevin, we've got Kieran, we've got Ryan. So should we have the three of you? Does that sound okay? And then should we go... Can we go Thunderous first? I guess I feel like we've been doing Kartana second a lot lately, and Thunderous is the slightly harder one to do, so if anyone comes along in the next, like, half an hour, they'd probably be a bit more likely to do Kartana, and it means I don't have to change my spreadsheet. So let's see. So we've got Ryan, we've got Kieran, we've got Kevin, and there we go. Oh, Ryan, we don't have on the spreadsheet, we don't seem to have a note of whether you have the shiny charm or not, and I think we did ask you, but just we don't have it on the spreadsheet, and now I can't remember. So could you remind us your situation? As soon as you say it, I'll probably remember. Like, if you say, I'm at, like, 300, I'll be like, oh, yeah, haven't you been filling it in for the past few days? And didn't you say you had 100, and then you got up to 300, and that probably is all you? But, like, I just want to check for sure that I'm remembering correctly. Okay, so... Let's all connect to the YCOM if I said your name. So Ryan, Kieran, Kevin, please come on down. Let's talk to the scientist Jones. And then we'll go Thunderous. And then we'll save the game. Bowl cereal. But there we go. Okay, yeah, you are working. I think, Ryan, did I, like, kind of remember that right, basically, about your situation? Because, yeah, okay, good. I just hadn't actually put it on the spreadsheet, had I? So, yeah. Okay, maybe it even has been updated, but it just doesn't update on, like, the top things or whatever. Okay. I imagine Crammon has filled it in already if it wasn't filled in. Okay, so Thunderous, we're going to get a code. Let's get a code going. 0509 and then like 1436. How about that? 0509 1436. But there we go. See yo. Oh yeah, my stomach. How is my stomach doing? So here's the good and the bad of it is. The bad is I think it is still kind of there and is still kind of present. But I do think it's better than it was yesterday. Because like yesterday during the stream, I was just sort of feeling, I don't know, some pressure and stuff like that. And I don't know, like, there were a couple of points where it actually did kind of, like, 8 loads, and I think it doesn't feel quite normal, but it also, I'm not really, like, yesterday, I think I was actually in, like, a little bit of pain or a bit of discomfort, whereas today, I would say more just, like, it doesn't feel normal, but I wouldn't describe it as, like, a discomfort kind of thing, so hopefully it's just something where it will get better in a day or two. I think it's a mixture of eating something a little bit dodgy mixed with a few days of not quite eating what I kind of have been, so I probably haven't had as much, like, fiber as I normally would. Oh, anyway, I should be talking about Thunderous, shouldn't I? So, Thunderous is an awkward fellow, because he's electric and flying, which means he's only weak to ice and rock. So if we can't find ice and rock Pokemon, or Pokemon with ice and rock moves, then what we'll need to look for things defensively. The Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod ability is is like the best thing we can have, so like Manectric or Cantonian Raichu. But if we can't get those, then ground types are obviously brilliant because they're immune to electric, and just the sort of trio of electric resistant types, dragon, grass, and other electric types can be good as well in a pinch. And then, in terms of Thunderous's offenses, it doesn't have any flying moves, so don't worry about, like, fighting and bug types and stuff. But it does have Sludge Wave for multi-hit damage, so watch out grass types. And then it has Rain Dance, Thunder, and Weather Ball. So Rain Dance and Thunder gives 100% accurate Thunder, and Rain Dance and Weather Ball means that Thunderous has a Water-type attack. Now, if we change the weather, such as with a Max Hailstorm or Max Rockfall, because we have Ice and Rock, just a heads up that Sandstorm and that Hail will change Weather Ball's type, and so Thunderous could utilize Rock or Ice moves. It could utilize Fire as well, but why are we going to change the weather to some? But yeah, if we do set up the Sandstorm or Hail, do just watch out for the different typed Weather Ball. It's why Rock is a little bit preferable to Ice, and if we get a choice between Rock or Ice, we should probably lean more towards the Rock type. Right, here we go. Sorry for the spiel in the intro, but it's gotta be done. Oh, you just did a remote for Tapu Fini and Go, and it was shiny. Oh, dang! Like, Smasher, can we share your luck? Okay, Politoed setting up the rain is probably a bad idea, but Gastrodon's kind of nifty, so I'll go with that. Although Beartick's an ice type, isn't it? So Beartick is probably should have gone with the Beartick, but I was just like, ooh, ground type. But yeah, but this is okay. This is fine. Togetic does have Mystical Fire, which is a good support move. I'll just say that. It is weak to Electric, so maybe Berserk. Oh, okay. Politoed... okay, that won't work well with Flareon, but we'll have to see. Oh, there is Diggersby. Diggersby's on the right. Diggersby is a really good choice for us, I would say. And then, isn't there... Okay. There is a Charger Bug afterwards. What other Pokemon... Okay, there is an Ivysaur at the end. There is also Relicanth. Maybe... Okay. This is a bit unconventional, but maybe we could have, like, the Diggersby and the Relicanth. Maybe, like, Kieran could switch for the Relicanth, and Ryan could have the Diggersby. Does that sound okay? Oh, Smasher, you got a Shundo! Ah! That's amazing. No, the caps were fine. Don't worry, Smasher. Just generally watch out for them, but that is exciting. So don't worry. That's very rare. So you're good. Don't worry. That's very exciting. For Tapu Fini, I have a shiny and a hundo, but I don't have a Shundo. So that's very cool. That's very cool. Yeah, Flareon does not have much to attack with here. But yeah, so maybe if we ditch... Yeah, so maybe if Ryan ditches the Politoed for Diggersby, if that sounds like a good idea, and then we'll get rid of the Flareon for the other Pokemon I said, who I've now forgotten, later. You have a shiny and a hundo Tapu Koko. Okay, so we're sort of like brothers from another mother with regards to our... so maybe I'll get a Shundo Tapu Koko, is what you're saying, Smasher. I like it. That makes sense. Right, it's brine time. Not bad, actually, given the rain. If Beartic was just a little bit slower, that would have done way more damage, but... Also, oh, sorry. Oh, I misread a post there. I was going to make a joke, but oh, Kieran, you the only one who never got... You've never gotten a hundo? Dang. Although, it sort of does depend on your play experience. Like, the more eggs you hatch, the more raids you do, the more you play and catch Pokemon in certain weather and stuff like that, the more likely you are to have it happen. I have so many... Oh, also, the best way to get a hundo is, like, Team Rocket stuff as well. If you do, like, Team Rocket stuff, your Pokemon will tend to have good stats. And then if they're, like, kind of close to being a hundo and then you purify them, that's how... that's, like, that's a really easy way to get a hundo. Right, so yeah, Politoed for Diggersby, so yeah, nicely done, Ryan. And then this, because this way, if, like, we need to use Flareon, we're not, like, hindered by the rain anymore. So that's really cool. And then, yeah. And then we'll see if we can pick something that's good for Beartic, maybe. Well, should we just do Charger Bug, because it's a Charger Bug? And then we could go for... Oh, Relicanth, that was it. Oh, yeah, and then... Oh, Kieran, Scientist. So, okay, let's do Charger Bug, and then Kieran can go for the Scientist, and then, if Kieran gets something good, maybe either myself or Kevin could switch for the Relicanth. Maybe Kevin could go for the Relicanth, because he was deprived of a Relicanth the other day. So... Kieran, you can barely hatch eggs, you can't travel much because you're not used to, like, bugs, and your parents don't trust you walking outside a lot. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, just basically, the more Pokemon you can get, the more likely you are to get a hundo. So it's, you know, kind of just one of those things, really. Okay. But if Beartic sets up the hail, more like a fail, then that'll work, I think. And then, but yeah. Right. You could, although I will just say, you could potentially have a hundo and not realize it, and the way to check is by typing in, like, what is it, like 4-star on your, like, when you're, like, looking through your Pokemon, if you go on the search function and you type in 4-star, that's how you can see if you have, how many hundos you have. And then if you, what is it? And then you can do, like, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, no star. So yeah. Right. You came in like a waterfall. That doesn't even make sense. But it still works. Okie doke. Oh, I feel like... Oh! Oh, dang. Oh, there was a joke I was meant to make yesterday, and I realize I'm 45 minutes into this, and I haven't made it today. What does... Guys, do you want to hear my bad joke? Would you like to hear my bad joke? I'm going to tell my bad joke, because it takes 10 seconds for you guys to reply. So, hang on. No, I'm starting it wrong. What does Joe Swanson say when he's getting ready to get his first gym badge in Pokemon? Hi, Pewter. There you go. Terrible joke. That is not funny, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. So there we go. Good to be back to where every Pokemon is attacking Kevin. I agree. Yeah, so basically you can search for Pokemon. Kevin, hey, I laughed. Yay, well that's one. But if you enjoyed that joke, then like and subscribe. But there we go. I realized I had to do that. Oh, and Smasher liked it as well. Okay, I'm 3 for 3. Huzzah. And then there'll be someone who's like, I didn't laugh. Okay. Yeah, we don't need this charger bug. It's fine. But yeah, so we don't need this. And then... No, well, Kieran, that's what we're saying. So if you go on your Pokemon Go, and you go onto, like, the Pokemon section, where you look at all the different Pokemon you have, so Kieran, don't forget Science here. I know that's ironic to tell you, but just if you're on, like, Pokemon Go as well, like, if you're multitasking, don't forget this. But basically, so if you're just on, like, your list of Pokemon, right... No. Well, that's the thing. He asked besides the appraise system. So yeah, it's this thing we've been talking about, Kieran. So if you go on your list of Pokemon, at the top there's a search bar. So if you're just looking in your Pokemon, like, oh, do I have any grass types, or how many Bulbasaurs do I have, or what, you can like type in that stuff. You can type in like Bulbasaur, and it will show you all your Bulbasaurs, or you can type in grass, and it will show all your grass types. But if you type in 4-star, as in like asterisk star, like the symbol. Not an emoji, but just, you know, like the keyboard button. Then that will show you if you have any hundos. Oh yeah, what did we get? I didn't even see what we got. Oh, Sandaconda. Okay, that kind of works. Yeah, that'll work. That'll do. So maybe Kevin, you could switch for this, and then like that would work. Because Beartick's not that... Yeah, the thing Xander just typed. You're on Samsung, sadly. That doesn't make a difference. So, like, if you're, like, on a computer keyboard, it's, like, the Shift 8. So, like... So it's, like, the asterisk star. What's really weird is on a keyboard, it actually is like sort of an asterisk with like 6 points on it. But in this YouTube chat, it's like a 5-pointed star. I don't know why they change it from 6 to 5, but yeah. Does anyone else have that? Like if you're looking at your keyboard, like if you have a physical... Oh, okay, scale shot. Okay, it's going to lower its own defenses here. I don't mind that. Oh no, we didn't Dynamax! Oh no! Guys, we got a Dynamax turn 1. Crud. I remembered to tell Kieran about the science, but not the Dynamax. Okay. So Ryan, if you Dynamax, then this is still fine. It will still work. It's just Diggersby would have been a little bit more exciting. Xander, no Dyna, hammer. You're not wrong, Xander. No. Clumsy. Or to going back to the Donkey Kong, chat from the other day. Hang on, if my computer can bother to type this in correctly. K-Lumsy. Does anyone remember K-Lumsy? He's so last century, literally, as Cat Crammon will remind us. How is K Lumsy like last century? Although, but I am thinking that maybe I didn't get Donkey Kong until like the following summer or something, because I think it maybe came out like right before Christmas, and I was probably young enough to like not really choose when I get what games I get and stuff like that. Oh gosh, can these scale shots stop? Oh my gosh. Kevin. Oh, I don't. I think. Dang it. Basically, Kevin and I are both good candidates for a Switch now. But like, maybe Kevin should still switch for the. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Kevin, you switch, okay? But I'm not gonna Dynamax, because there's no point in me Dynamaxing with like this tiny amount of health. There's just no point in it. I think you should go for it, Kevin. Just because, well, unless I go for it and I Dynamax, and then having a Relicanth gives me more survivability. But part of the point of Relicanth is having Head Smash, and but then if Kevin picks it, that means that they're definitely going to select Kevin to attack. Well, Kevin, definitely go for it, and then I'll decide in the next few seconds whether I'm going for it. I'm not gonna go for it. I'm gonna let Kevin have this. We're gonna let Kevin do the Head Smash that he was destined to do. But I'm not gonna Dynamax, okay? There's no point. The only way that Dynamaxing could like benefit us or behoove us or whatever is if it used Rain Dance and then I Dynamaxed and I used a Max Waterfall and it did more or Max Geyser and it did more damage. But like, there's just no point. Like, there's just no point. I am actually gonna go with a Rock Tomb to slow down its. Actually, no. I tell you what. I'm gonna go with a Skitter Smack to lower its special attack. I'm gonna play properly support here because we've got a bunch of good Pokemon that can attack here. Well, actually, no. Sandaconda can't really do a whole lot, but. Oh, there's the Thunder. Oh, are you kidding me? I know it's Kevin, but still. Really? Dang it. Right, it's up to Diggersby. Ryan, like, we're counting on you. Oh no! We got to attack, guys. We can't be wasting moves with statuses that don't even work. We got to attack, okay? Well, Bo did call it. Yeah, I did. Dang. Okay. So there's a Skitter Smack. I've got to go with a Rock Tomb to lower its speed here. Oh gosh. Okay, here's my recommendation. No one Dynamaxes until it's Diggersby. Because, like, Sandaconda can't do a whole lot, and then... No, electric types can't be paralyzed. That's just like, the rule. And I think that's been the rule since, like, I want to say Gen 7? Might be Gen 6, but I think it was Gen 7. Ryan has 1 PP left. Oh. That's not great. That's not great at all. Yeah, they weren't always like completely immune to paralysis. It was something added in later, but it has been something that's been in the games for probably like almost a decade, or at least a decade or something. Right. Oh gosh, it's got the 100% accurate Thunder now. Okay. Yeah, so moves like Tri-Attack or Body Slam could paralyze electric types. Or Glare. More like a hair. But here we go. It was Gen 6. Okay, yeah, so over a decade. I mean, yeah. Getting close to 15 years, actually. Oh, God. Okay, Nullified us. Oh, there's the Discharge. Well, Relicanth's dead. Is Relicanth ever going to get a chance to use a, Head Smash? It's going to get paralyzed here. Oh, no, don't you dare. No! Ah. Okay, we shouldn't have gone for... Okay, this is the last time we ever go for a Relicanth in a Thunderous. Because just this is a disaster. We're down to, like, 1 life now, aren't we? Unless that's the final one. Right, Scale Shot. The nice thing about Scale Shot is that it lowers your defense, but obviously in a Thunderous fight, that doesn't make a difference. Okay. You came in like a waterfall. Okay. So, Diggersby, Dynamax, do it! And the rest of us will help out. Do-do. Right, Kevin Cheer 2468. Is this fear Cheeble or great? It's Reflect, which means it was Cheeble. Okay. Listen, you'll ask PP for a max rockfall. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan. Do it, Diggersby. More like a Biggersby. Okay, it's using Rain Dance for no reason. Right, here's a Scale Shot. DKGKB, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 indeed. Okay. Okay. This has been one of our hardest Thunderous fights in a long time, but it's all over now. They think it's all over. It is now. Well done, everyone. A bit of a grueling Thunderous there, but we did it. We did it. So well done. Well done. Right, hopefully we get shiny Thunderous here. You know the best way to increase the chances. Stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. Get those emojis in. To wish everyone good shiny luck. And if you haven't clicked like on the video, now is the time to check. Everyone check. Just scroll down. Make sure you've hit that little thumbs up button. Let's make sure that there are more likes than views. And, well, not more than views. That would be impossible. But you know what I mean. So well done, everyone. And 07 to Relicanth, because we're never using a Relicanth for a Thunderous again. But yeah, that's why, if you remember the previous time, we, like, turned down a Relicanth. I was like, I'm sorry, but there's just, like, it's a water type, it's too risky. This is why. So, Diggersby is a no. Chargerbug is also a no. But will we get a shiny Relicanth this time? It'd be very fitting if we did. No. But that's okay. Do I need a shiny Relicanth? Yes, I do. Will I ever get one? Who knows. But you know who the real prize is? The slightly purple Thunderous. No, it's not a Thunderous. It's shiny. So never mind. But let's check some no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, next to the Galar symbol. An attack up Diggersby. Ooh, very nice. Oh, an adamant Relicanth. Oh, we're going with that then. We're going with an adamant Relicanth. The perfect Relicanth for an imperfect fight. So well done, everyone. So, shall we check on the Kartana situation? Would you like us to keep a record of where you found Thunderous this time? Yes, I think that sounds like a lovely idea. Ooh, another Pokemon for the decks for Ryan. That's good to know. There we go. So, perfect Relicanth who didn't get to, didn't even do anything. I know, right? So, we've still got the Kartana. So could you guys, gals and non-binary pals, could you please let me know in the chat, Templatex, could you please let me know how many times have you played today? So strike, how many times have you played today? And let me know if you're good to do a Kartana, okay? Ready, set, bow, let me know, and then we'll get on with the show. Don't worry, Kieran, you did it. It was fair enough. Like, as long as it didn't get mixed in with me doing my other messages and stuff like that. Because this might end up just being like Ryan, Kevin, and Kieran, but I just want to check if anyone else. Smasher, you're sending vids from your Switch to your phone. I do it by computer now, rather than the one at a time by phone. Because I'm on strike, I'm posting less about video games to social media. But so I'm not doing my sort of usual, like posting pictures to my phone and then like doing like threads and blue skies about them. But oh well. Okay. So now I just like back them up on a computer, but let's see what we've got. Okay, so should we have Ryan, Kevin, and Kieran? Does that sound good? For a team 3, I'm smiling with glee for Kartana. Kartana. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so we're going to talk to the nice lady. Oh, so chat, I was going to say, so this weekend, there is Community Day on Sunday. There is also, like, the Suicune in Dynamaxes. I imagine... So what I think will probably happen... I imagine I'll stream tomorrow, Saturday, instead, and then on Sunday I'll do Community Day. I probably won't be able to get any Suicunes, though, because usually when there's a one of those Dynamax weekends, it's its own separate thing or whatever, and I do it with my roommate. But because it's mixed in with Community Day, like, for Community Day, she goes to one place and I go to another, so, yeah, it might not, we might not, I might not get a Suicune that's Dynamax, unfortunately, but it's okay. So, which Pokemon would you like to do? Kartana. And we'll save our game. More like saving is lame. No, it's not. Always save your game. Save 50 bajillion times if you have to. Saving is cool. Saving's for the cool kids. 05090302. That's the code. Ready, set, bow. But yeah. But yeah, so Suicune, Suicune, if you play Pokemon Go and you want a Suicune that can Dynamax, gather some friends and do some Dynamax raids this weekend, because that's when Suicune's around. But yeah, so I have Entei, I have Raikou, probably won't get Suicune, but it's okay, because I have like Blastoise and Inteleon and stuff, like it's not that big a deal. I haven't even checked the spreadsheet. If Kramen's still filling in the spreadsheet, then if you don't mind filling in Team 3, that would be helpful. But I'm going to carry on. Kartana is super duper mega weak to fire, but if not fire, then fighting. And definitely try and go for the special side rather than the physical, if and where possible. Luckily, most fire types are special. It's more like the fighting types are physical and the fires are special, but... Okay, so here we go. So in Pokemon Go, the Suicune will be available at Dynamax spots, okay? So they're kind of all over the map. I can't tell you where they are. It'd be like saying, where's my nearest gym? Like, you know that more than I do. So the Dynamax spots, though, they're everywhere. The big purple towers. More like a flower. I'm going to go with double, because it has a fighting move. Oh yeah, and watch out for Kartana's Leaf Blade. So that's all I got. Oh God, these are terrible options, by the way. Yeah, these are really bad. We're gonna have to do a lot of switching here. These choices stink. They really do. Like, Lycanroc can use Howl? Like, that's the best I've got here. Like I genuinely do not know. Right, okay. Theory! Oh, Dug Trio, hang on, Flying. Oh, gosh. Was that Talonflame at least on the right? Or was it like an Unpheasant? Nidoking is to the right, although, and then there's Hawlucha. Oh, no, it is Unpheasant, dang. Oh, Carkol. Carkol is, like, in the top, so we need to go to the left, okay? Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter that much, but I think we should probably... Yeah, crud. So if Dug Trio would have been easier for us, I do apologize. It's just... We need to go left ultimately, so I just didn't want to risk going to the right. I think it would have been okay if we could have gone to the right, because we could have ended up at the... at that Pokemon, but yeah. Oh, was there a scientist on the left? Maybe we could try and just do some science, but we'll have to see. There is Nidoking, and I will just say Nidoking could be like a good choice for us, but okay, so do we want to get rid... Okay, so do we want to switch, say, Sandaconda with the Carkol? Okay, So, and then we'll just focus everything around Carkol. Like, because if Carkol uses, like, a Dynamax overheat, so, like, an overheat max flare, I think that will get the KO in, like, one... Oh, behind Hawlucha. Okay, so we could do, like, Hawlucha instead of Nidoking, because although Nidoking does have a ×4 super effective, Hawlucha does have a stab ×2 super effective. So... maybe... and Hawlucha does resist Leaf Blade, where Nidoking doesn't. So maybe we could go with Hawlucha. And then we could do some science. I guess Sandaconda doesn't really have a... Oh, no, wait, Sandaconda does have Skittersmack. So... Skittersmack probably would have been the better option, but... just to lower that special attack, but it is slower now, so maybe we might get to attack before it. And we do have fairy moves that it's weak to. That's true. Okay. Now, so if Sandaconda's switching for the Carkol, is anyone switching for Whimsicott, and who's going to switch for the Hawlucha? Like, who is going to switch and when? That is the question. The thing about Whimsicott... Whimsicott does resist Leaf Blade. It just... I don't think it has much else to attack with. And I do have Body Press, so... But then again, I'm weak to... Maybe I should switch, because I'm weak to Hawlucha, and Body Press isn't really going to do that much damage. But then Gloom does have Moonblast for Hawlucha, though. I tell you what, I am going to switch for this. And then maybe... I said maybe. Maybe what we could do... Maybe we could have Kevin switch for Hawlucha. Right? Maybe we could have Kevin switch for Hawlucha, Kieran switch with the Scientist, and then depending on how things go, I don't know. Does that sound like a plan? Hawlucha doesn't have flying moves, but it does have poison, which is ×4 super effective against Whimsicott, so... But here we go. Or should I say here we boo? No, please don't say that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go with a... Oh, do I go with Hurricane or Play? I think I'm going to go with the Play Rough, because it does have Stab. I know Whimsicott's not physically very good, but I'm going to go for it. Oh, I'll give you guys a laugh. For anyone who's played Nier Automata, no spoilers. I mean, there's a no spoilers rule in the chat, in the video description. Please make sure you read the rules in the video description if you have not. But no spoilers. But I will just say, so I began my, like, second playthrough today, and it's so funny. At the very beginning of it, there's kind of this, like, kind of slow thing at the very start, and then you, like, get into the gameplay. And so I didn't, like, really know where to go or, like, what I was supposed to do. So I did this slow thing. That's fine. That part I know and understand. But then once you do the slow thing, you then get into, like, more regular gameplay. And the game sort of says, oh, you need to blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't, like, really tell you where to go. And there's not, like, the map isn't really helpful. So I kind of, like, there's, like, a little machine console you can activate. So I kind of activated it and then followed the path. And then it, like, gave me one of the, like, sort of joke endings. And I was like, wait, what? Oh, okay. I guess that wasn't the direction I was supposed to go. And then, so then I had to, like, boot up the game again, because the game doesn't really, like, let you save very often and stuff. So I did the slow thing again, and then I was like, but where do I go, though? I actually don't know where to go. And so I found a different... And then I was like, oh, maybe it's over there. So I started to go in this other direction, and then I sort of leapt over a thing, and then it gave me the same fake ending again. And I was like, what the heck? Why did it give me, like, 2 different ways I could mess this up? And then I realized where I needed to go. But it was kind of, like, counterintuitive. It wasn't like the most obvious thing. Like normally the game has a lot of pathways and stuff, whereas like there wasn't really like a pathway to where I needed to go. You just needed to like kind of jump over a balcony, which is not really what the game doesn't really have you do anything like that. There's always like some kind of gap, like that kind of leads, like if you would never really jump over a barrier, there'd always be like a gap in the barrier. And so yeah, I was like thrown off, but I had to like basically replay this opening segment like 3 times just to like get past the first part of like the second playthrough. But anyway, but yeah, so I have had 2 joke endings. Oh, Xander, you had a joke ending near the beginning of the game. I bet your joke ending near the beginning of the game was like kind of similar to my one now. So Kieran is going to do the scientist, okay? So not you, Ryan, okay? Kieran's going to do the... Because you're switching for Carcole, okay? We want to keep Sandaconda for now, because Sandaconda is good against Carcole. So we're gonna get rid of... Oh, sorry, yeah. We're going to get rid of Wigglytuff now for the Halucha, and then we're going to get rid of Gloom for the scientist. So Kieran is going to do, like, Gloom scientist, and then you're going to switch for the Carcole. Because Sandaconda's really good against Carcole, so we actually want to keep Sand. It's not just that like Kieran is like the most expendable Pokemon here or whatever. Although actually, in fairness, to be honest, I'm a little bit worse in some ways. But yeah. But basically, oh indeed, oh that has Mystical Fire, so that's actually really good. And then we'll do Carcole. Okay, we're actually kind of set here. But yeah, so if Ryan... So Ryan, you're then going to get rid of your Sandaconda for this Carcole, and that's going to work out really... And I think between you, if you do like a Max Flare... yeah, if you do like a Max Flare, and you do it, make sure you do like the Overheat Max Flare, not Fire Spin Max Flare. If you do like Overheat Max Flare, between that and Mystical Fire, like, we'll win. So I think this should all be good. So yeah, that was some good science. That was some good science. Oh, you self-destructed in a specific area. Oh, I have not used the self-destruct. Like I mean, can I mean, sorry, I've kind of been like too afraid to use it. But does self-destructing like sort of end your game, or like what does it kind of do? I know like I've kind of been. I've never like needed to use it, because once you get to a certain point in the game, you get quite powerful. So it's like I'm pretty powerful now. Like my stats are pretty but like I have like a pretty good like chip set up now. So I just like I heal really easily and a lot and stuff like that. So I just don't really take a whole lot of damage from like enemies and bosses and stuff. And I'm like good enough at battling that that's like not an issue. But yeah, what is like... Oh, it takes you to 1 HP. It also reveals 2 Bs. Is that supposed to say assets? See, when you say assets, are you saying that in like some kind of playful way? Like assets, but emphasis on the ass or something? I don't know. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Right, anyway, energy ball. Use your energy ball! But yeah, so you're like her assets. Okay. Well, here's the funny thing, like, it hasn't, at least so far, I don't really think it's been much of that kind of a game. Maybe it's because I'm coming off the back of the Somnium Files, which is just really one of those sort of games where it's really just like boobies, you know, and stuff like that. Like the Somnium Files is like, it's a very good game, but if you're a person where you sort of find some of that sort of what I am going to describe as like Japanese crudeness, if you know, because it's just something you find in a lot of like anime and manga and, you know, like sort of Japanese games that very heavily like appeal to and come from like sort of Japanese markets. Yeah, if you're not a fan of like that kind of humor, then like either Somnium Files could be like a little bit off-putting. I'm not like a big fan of that kind of humor where it's just kind of like like rude sexy stuff kind of thing. But like they just said the word of an anatomical body part, you know what I mean? Like they just talked about genitalia or whatever. It's like I just don't really find that funny. There needs to be like some kind of cleverness to it. The mere mention of it isn't really like that funny for me. But yes. Anyway, Bark. But yeah, Somnium Files is like just very egregious with that kind of humor and like those kinds of comments and dialogue. So for me, Nia is very like for me the most egregious thing so far is like, oh, that skirt's a bit short. Like that's as far as it's kind of been for me. So yeah, Overheat Dynamax. That sounds perfect. Yeah. Because like a Fire Spin Dynamax would just be like only like base power 90, whereas like an Overheat Dynamax would be like 140 or something like that. Right, there's the Mystical Fire. There's the Low Sweep. But like, can you see that difference between Mystical Fire and Low Sweep? Like, one was a stab move, and the other was not, and yeah, it did so much damage. Oh, yeah, see, like, my Hurricane did almost as much as the Low Sweep, and it wasn't even, like, super effective or anything. Max Flare, more like a human hair. Kadoosh! But yeah, the joke ending involving self-destructing is pretty funny. That sounds pretty funny. I will look up all the endings someday. I'm not going to, like, make any effort to actually, like, do them all, but maybe I'll, like, look them all up or something like that. I'm sure there's a video of, like, every ending, you know, in one video. So Team 3, well done. Very nice work. I am down to a 2-digit number of Pokeballs now. So well done. Let's just check. Oh, okay. Hang on. I just got some comment on a YouTube video. Okay, sorry, I just got like a really weird, like, mean comment on a video, and I don't really get why. And I don't know if it's anyone who's, like, ever actually, like, were they watching why were they watching, was this, like, yesterday's stream or something? Okay, so Whimsicott is a no, I'll tell you guys about it in a second, but I was just like, hang on, what comment is this? I don't know. So Whimsicott, no. Halucha, no. Carkle, no. But will we get a shiny Kartana? No. No, just, I don't know. These are just very weird, like, not very nice comments out of nowhere, and I just don't know why, they, like, are here. Clearly they've, like, looked at the video description or something. Yeah, weirdly unkind. I think, oh, Xander found the comments. Yeah, like, Xander, like, weirdly not nice, right? Very weird. Anyway, if you watch the videos, why are you watching the, you know, if you're watching something you don't like, why are you watching something you don't like? Like, I don't get that. That seems pretty pathetic to me, but whatever. Again, like, I wanna, I've just thumbs them down and whatever. Maybe they're listening to this right now and maybe they'll become my worst enemy or something, I don't know, but anyway, Bark, but yeah, the best thing to do is not to give too much oxygen to it, so I'll talk about this more generally, but, let's see, so, oh, hang on, no, here we go, so, Whimsicott, let's cheat. So, no sparkles. Let's check some natures and abilities and stuff. Ow. Quiet Halucha? Really? I'll go with the... Whimsicott is a stone evolution, so I'll go with that. Is it version exclusive? I don't think it is. But it evolves with a sunstone or something, right? So that means it's harder to get. But chat, I was going to say, I've been thinking about this recently. Actually, because of like some other thing where I was just very kind of confused. But like, I don't get, and let's discuss this. I don't get the concept of hate watching. And I don't mean, say if you watch something where like you used to like it, but then you don't like it anymore. And maybe the show, maybe like a show or program has genuinely changed. Maybe you've changed, right? But like, so like, but if you like, you know, if there was like a TV show that you used to like it, but then it's like not as good anymore, and you keep watching it because there's that little part of yourself which hopes it'll get back to how it was, that's fine. I get that. And same with like a game series or whatever. Again, there are things like Paper Mario. The later Paper Mario games are very different from the first two Paper Mario games. If you still played Paper Mario games because you're kind of hopeful that they'll somehow evoke something from those first two games, and like you want to give them a chance and you want to have the faith and belief in the series, like that's fine, you know. I do find it weird, but like, I don't know. I've sort of talked about Pokemon and how there are people who play Pokemon who just very obviously don't like Pokemon. But, you know, to some extent, it's like, well, maybe they liked it when they were a kid. But it's like, but maybe that's why you liked it, because like you were a kid, but now you're an adult, so you aren't going to like it anymore. I'm the kind of person where I like Pokemon now more than ever. More than I did when I first played it. When I first played Pokemon, I actually didn't really get along with it and didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I was like, oh, okay, I guess this game series, like, isn't for me. And then my cousin got, like, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and I was, like, playing his copy of Ruby. And I was like, oh, this is really cool and really fun, and the visuals are great and stuff, compared to, like, those Game Boy games. Oh, I think I'm going to get this. I really want to play it. I really want to play this game for myself. And then that's when I got into it. But it's when people who like watch stuff that they just don't like and they never like. And one of these examples is like, say, like political stuff, like politics videos and whatever. Because like if why would you watch someone who you don't agree with, who you think is wrong, and who you just hate and dislike? Like, I don't get that. I don't get, like, that concept. It's when people, like, clearly just don't seem to get any sense of enjoyment from something, and that they never did, that I don't understand. If you, like, again, if you liked something and then you still keep trying it out because you did used to like it, I understand that. Right, so I understand that about, like, toxic fan bases where they liked something growing up and then they, like, keep watching it and then they're like, oh, this is woke now, even though it's like, no, you just grew up to be, like, there's been a quote going around where it's like, no, something didn't, like, go woke, you just grew up to be a bad person. But, like, yeah, I don't know, very weird. Let's see. But anyway, Bark. Yeah, Xander. That right? Like, never seen them in a chat, and those two comments are the only thing I've ever seen them left on this channel. I know, that's what I mean. It's like, where did this person come from? And like, why do they have so much hate in their heart? Like, get some therapy. Do you need someone to like hug you? Like, go find someone to hug you. Like it will make you feel better. But yeah, anyway. In black and white, it was version exclusive, yeah. But yes, I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of that. So let's just see. So is there anyone... So can you guys let me know the wildcard situation? Kevin might need to... I'm a bit worried that by the time we get to, like, round 5, we're not even going to have 3 people. So... but there we go. So, who are you and why are you hateful? I know, it's just weird. Very weird. I also... Xander, I know this sounds really weird. I don't know how it looks on your computer. I couldn't tell if that last emoji was like some kind of ray gun or a cup of tea or both. It kind of there's one part at the top of it which kind of looks like a cup. Like it kind of looks like a cup on top of a gun, or like a cup gun kind of thing. Like you hold it like a gun, but there's like a cup kind of embedded at the top. Please tell me if you look at it, you can see what I mean. You probably don't. Okay. So we got Nihilego, Stack Attacker, and then Buzzwole and Guzzlord. Could we do Buzzwole? Like a water gun, yeah. So it looks like a water gun, but like there's just one part on like the top of it which kind of looks like a cup or something. Like you could also like drink out of it. That it could like hold some liquid itself. Anyway, right. Yeah. Could we go for Buzzwole? Although we did do Buzzwole yesterday, so maybe we could go for Guzzlord. Because the only one Kieran can't do is Celesteela, right? So maybe we could go for Guzzlord instead, and then we'll do one of yours, Kieran, afterwards, maybe. Does that sound okay? So because Kevin probably needs to go after this, so maybe we could do like a Kevin Guzzlord, and then was checking the previous stream's comment is gone. Oh, really? When you enter the chat, it's orange, and when you send, it turns green. Oh, weird. For me, it's orange. That's weird. Orange, you glad about that? I don't know. But yes, so does that sound okay? So Ryan, Kieran, and Kevin for a Guzzlord. Does that sound okay? So let's make sure we are connected to the YCOM. Let's talk to the nice scientist lady. And then I will say anything goes. And then, yeah, and then we'll go on the link code, and then we'll wait for Kevin to give us a code. How about that? That's the thing, I don't even know which stream it was in, because I don't want to, like, click on it, because it will start playing some old video, and I don't know if I have my phone muted or not, and, you know. Okay, so it's 09070509. There we go. Right. Chat, I have a question for you. I know there's not a whole... Oh, cram and remove them. Oh, okay, well, that's fine. You have the power to do that on, like, my channel? Oh, no, wait, I guess if it's a comment on, like, a video, I guess you can. Cram and bringing down the hammer. The crammer. No, that doesn't sound right. Okay. Sorry, I'm holding things up, aren't I? Guzzlord is super duper mega weak to Theory. In fairness, Cramming, that's not a bad idea. I don't know if I took a screenshot of it before you got rid of it, but oh well. But yeah, the Crammer sending them to the Slammer. Okay, that doesn't make sense. But no, okay, so Guzzlord, super duper mega weak to Theory, but then it's also weak to Dragon, Ice, Fighting. Oh wait, hang on. Dragon, Ice, Bug, Fighting, and... Oh, no, I was going to say Steel. No, that's it, isn't it? Sorry. Dragon and Ice, and then Fighting and Bug. Those are the types, okay? So Theory is the main one, and then Dragon and Ice, and then Bug and Fighting. Ready, set, bow. Here we go. Right, Claydol. That's bad. But oh, these are all bad, though. Dang it. I'm gonna go with Clank Clang just because it's, like, kind of defensively good. Sorry, bless me. Smasher, hello, welcome. But yeah, nicely done, everyone. No, there's a lot of reasons why people kind of like act out and be sort of bad the way they are. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Carcoal, Dusclops, Crocodile. Oh, is that a Whimsicott? Oh, Whimsicott is Fairy. So if we go to the right, there is Theory. So I think we should do that. And then there is Crustle on the right as well. So I'm hoping we go to the right. We went to the right. Oh, Dusclops does have Skitter Smack, which maybe we could utilize. Maybe. You are banned. Camera pans over to a band. The drummer goes. Very nice. I like it. But yes. Oh, and thank you for the blesses. So basically, do we want to get rid of, like, say, Lilligant and... Do we want to get rid of Lilligant and Clink Clang? Maybe we could get rid of Lilligant for the Whimsicott and then Clink Clang for the Crustle. And maybe if I keep Clink Clang because it's good against Crustle, that could work. And I'm going to try Metal Sound to see if I can help out Lilligant and Celio. Okay. But no, there's a lot of reasons why people are this way. I know it's like a cliche, but one of the reasons is they're jealous of you. They are, you know, like it's sort of, there is some way in which there is envy. They are envious. There is some way in which the person looks at you or your life, and you know, there's just this something about it which they wish they had it. Like, maybe they perceive your life to be better or easier in some way, and they are resentful of that. Unfortunately, this is one that people don't really talk about, because it's like, I don't know, it kind of makes it sound like it's your fault. But there are some people who are just kind of like easy targets for like bullies and stuff like that. Like, they look at you and they think kind of like that you will be easy to pick on, that there won't be really much of like many repercussions or much fight back or anything for like you, like them being mean to you. Like, you know, they're not going to come out of it being hurt in any way. So I mean, like, physically the equivalent would be basically like picking on a short person, you know, like it's the short person who gets picked on, not the like massive person, at least in like a physical way. Not that tall people don't get picked on, because they do. Like, if people are like excessively tall, they'll get picked on, but it's more like with like, I don't know, name calling and stuff like that, rather than physically. You're generally not going to physically mess with someone who's like twice your size. Right, you know what really grinds my gears? Using the word grind gears. But yeah, but so it's not necessarily, and when I sort of say like sometimes people pick on you because they like sort of, there's something kind of like sort of, I guess, like weak about you or less than you, that doesn't mean there actually is something less about you or weak to you. It's just some kind of perception of it. So for example, Kevin just sort of says like, you know, like, Lord help you to, you know, if you're like a woman on the internet. That's kind of a thing. Are women actually weaker or lesser than men? No, obviously. But because there's like, there's some kind of like perception from some people that they are, and so some men feel like they can, you know, sort of pick on women because of that. But again, there is also that slight like envious or like resentful type thing, where maybe it's like, why don't you like me kind of thing, and it's like, maybe because you're that way. You know, like, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, you know. But again, people don't really learn that. Some people aren't taught that lesson from a young age. A lot of people have a lot of people have wait, hang on. Oh, Arthur, hang on, who disconnected? Because we wanted Celio. Oh, crud. Okay, Whimsical. Okay, but as long as we carry on our switches, this will still be fine. So as long as we do, like, Kieran, as long as you do Lillicant for this Whimsicott, and then I do the Crustle for Clink Clang, then that'll be fine. Ryan, no. But yeah, right. That's okay. Now I understand Ryan's answer. I don't know if there's a big gap of video and gameplay. Nope. It's probably that you disconnected. Although you do need to make sure you are watching live as well. And then Kramin said another thing I was going to say. Hang on, what were the two things I was going to say? Another thing as well, just is that some people do have like a crummy home life and stuff like that, or they just haven't really, say, been taught things like empathy. They haven't been raised in like a kind of nurturing environment. Some people do just have crummy home lives and stuff like that. Again, like, when I think back to everyone who's like not been nice to me throughout life, I've always been able to pick out something about them or about their life where like they were kind of flawed, or like there was just kind of something wrong, or there was like some kind of reason. So I'll give you an example, right? There was a guy I know who was just never really nice to me. He would kind of like tease me and stuff like that. He just wasn't really that nice. But and he was from I think he was like from quite like a sort of like a fairly wealthy family. Like his family are pretty well off, certainly more well off than mine. And like, but he just like wasn't a very pleasant guy, and he was just never nice to me, and he just never kind of like, you know, had any interest in like say getting to know me or befriend me. He's just sort of, you know, not indifferent to me, just kind of like disrespectful to me and stuff like that. But the weird thing is that he had an older brother who was like my brother's age, and his older brother was like this really nice, awesome dude. And so I was kind of like, and so when I was a kid, I was just like, why is he not like very nice? And particularly when like his brother's like so good, like his brother's amazing, so why isn't he amazing? But then a thing I kind of realized, and this is where like say my being a middle child kind of comes into play. I kind of realized like, oh, I bet his older brother is amazing. I bet his parents are really nice to his older brother, and he feels this like immense amount of pressure and stuff like that. And his parents probably have. It wouldn't surprise me if his parents probably had favored the older brother a bit more and probably like shunned him a bit. And because like the older brother was probably like, oh, he's the oldest, so he gets like, you know, that special form of older brother special treatment, and he's like the younger brother, or maybe he was a middle child as well. I think he may have been like the youngest. I can't remember if there was just the two of them or whether he was like a middle child or whatever. But again, he was like say the second oldest like male or whatever, probably I think, or whatever. And yeah, and so I think that's why he probably wasn't a very nice guy. It just wouldn't surprise me if his older brother kind of set a standard, or his parents kind of were like, oh, older brother, you're amazing and stuff. And not that they were necessarily overtly, like his parents would overtly mean to to this guy who I didn't like. But it's probably just one of those things where the parents might have just been a bit warmer to the older brother, and that there was probably just an immense amount of pressure on him, and he probably just kind of like, you know, it was kind of a bit, and he probably was like just that little bit wealthy as well, so he probably just sort of had this like snooty looking downy, you know, kind of insecurity to him. And so yeah, thank you, Kramin, for laying out how to make sure you are indeed watching live. But yes, it's no longer Ryan time. That's a shame. Also, I don't get Xander's joke about a rapper. But yeah, so yeah, you gotta make sure you're watching live if you're playing along. That's very important. You can't like pause the videos or rewind them or anything. You gotta be watching live. But yeah, so if you like hover your mouse on the YouTube video or tap the YouTube video once if you're like on mobile, and then you look in like it's like the bottom left hand corner or whatever, isn't it? There's like the circle. If it's a red circle, that means you're not. No, if it is a red circle, you are watching live. If it's a gray circle, you're not watching live. Very important stuff. The NPC trainer. Oh, it's the rapper. Oh, wait, hang on. The rapper is Arthur? If you'd have said what kind of trainer class is Arthur, I would have thought it was one of the like posher, older gentleman dudes. The rapper dude is Arthur? What? Arthur's the rapper? Wait, okay, are there any rappers who have ever been called Arthur in the history of rap? Like, come on. Like, I mean, you know, my best rap is like, yo, 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 my name is Bo. And even like Bo is a better name than Arthur. Like, come on. So, but yeah, and then, sorry, so Kramin then made another point, although now, hang on, what was Kramin's point? Hang on, I need to, oh, sorry, no, it was about the getting, and that's the thing as well. There is a tremendous amount of power that, when you do, like, pick on people, or when you can sort of, like, get a rise out of someone's weaknesses, or things that frustrate them, people do... Yeah, there are people who, when they know that they can provoke a reaction out of people, like, that is sort of like there's a weird high you can get from that control. Like, if you, like, when you know you can hurt someone, and you know how to hurt them, and you know how to push their buttons, like, there are people who can get a rise out of that. Like, it's the same, it's sort of like a weird twisted cousin of, like making a joke that you know someone's gonna laugh at kind of thing, like, because you know they're gonna laugh at it, you know that you know, so it's kind of like there's just kind of like a weird power dynamic that can kind of come from knowing you can like hurt someone, or know you can get them upset or angry, knowing that you can get in someone's head, and you know, for some people that can be like a satisfying thing. For other people, it's like, well, you don't really find it satisfying because the thought of like hurting or upsetting someone bothers you more than any kind of sense of like, wow, I had that kind of power over them. But you know, it's all weird stuff. And then Kramen makes another excellent point. Kramen's really on it today. It's the power of anonymity on the internet. I agree. See, okay, this is like one of my kind of weird things here. I actually think, not necessarily that you shouldn't have anonymity on the internet, but I do think that there should be a system where no one is truly anonymous on the internet, at least on like profiles. And if I were like Emperor of oh yeah, I'm switching here. Not you, Arthur. Not you, Arthur. I was a bit like, hang on, why are you switching? It's like, oh right, because you're the computer. But yeah, it's that sense of like, you know, like if you have the power to like instill such a strong feeling in someone, like that makes you feel something. And yeah. And again, sometimes there can be that kind of resentment, that someone else is happy or secure or whatever, and you kind of feel like you need to bring them down a peg. That's a thing as well. But no, sorry, Kramer makes power of anonymity on the internet. So if I were like Emperor of planet Earth, right, a thing that I would kind of want is I would want there to be like a kind of like internet passport or like internet social security number or something like that. Basically some kind of like ID that you have on the internet. And for like every website where you create an account, you have to link it to your, you know, internet passport or whatever, right? And then basically if you had a system where like you could only have one profile on every website, and then basically if you act up or get in trouble on like certain websites, you could like, you know, basically have your privileges from accessing certain types of websites taken away. So like you could get banned from like social media type things, but you could still like buy your groceries online or whatever. So I know forgive me if that sounds like quite a lot, but it's just one of those things where, you know, the fact that people can just sort of create an email, like a bajillion email addresses or a bajillion accounts, it's like, well, what's the point in like banning someone if they can just take 2 minutes to create an email address and then sign up again? Like that's kind of, I mean, the only sort of deterrent against that is just the fact that ultimately it could be exhausting for a person to do that. But is it really exhausting if it takes only a few minutes to do and you don't have to like literally constantly do it? Whereas if you had one thing that could like, you know, that you were tethered to, that you could ban, then like, you know, so, you know, but that's kind of the problem, isn't it? That if you, oh, gravity, kiss me goodbye. But so like, I'm not saying that everyone should publicly have their name available, but I do think that there needs to be some kind of a system where you can ultimately, where basically the people at like the top end of a website can ultimately figure out who someone is. But obviously a danger with, or a problem with that is like if a website gets hacked or you get one of these like data leaks or whatever, you know, you need to figure out. But basically, you know, I do think that ideally you would want some kind of a system where people could only have like one account or something like that on a website, and if someone acted out on that website, you would ban them. Because in sort of the real physical world, say if you were like banned from going to a restaurant, right? You know, it's like you would just be banned from going to that restaurant. You can't like transfer your consciousness into another human body and then like walk into the restaurant again and be like, hello, my name is Mr. Burns. You know, it's like no, like they would go, hey, you're banned, leave, you know. You know, maybe, so you kind of need that for the internet. I don't know how you would implement it. This is me just talking in a very idealistic way rather than like an actual, you know, I think the only when I say about having like an internet passport or something, that's just kind of like the maybe you would have something like that to do it or whatever. But I do, you know, for anything where you need an account, like I feel like there should be a thing where, you know, it linked to it or whatever. But anyway, my name is Mr. Snurub. That was the other one I was thinking of as well. So, well done, Team 4. Very nice work. So, but yeah, but it's just kind of a problem with the internet that basically people, you know, I don't know, that basically people can kind of like behave really badly and there's just not really any repercussions for it. Like, oh, you can just create another account or you can go cause problems on another website. And it's like, well, you know. So Dusclops is a no. Whimsicott is also a no. And I come from someplace. No, I come from a place somewhere far away. Yes, that'll do. Right, Crustal. Oh, is a no. So Dusclops no, Whimsicott no, Crustal no. But will we get the orange creamsicle Guzzlord? No, it's a regular Guzzlord. Ah, the humanity. Shout out to my marine biologist friend, Humanity. No sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there. But it does have Beast Boost, which it always has. Defense up, but attack down. That's terrible. Whimsicott, it's neutral, so that's not bad. And Dusclops is also neutral. That's kind of funny. I'm going to go with the Dusclops, because it's a girl Dusclops. Although, didn't I get Whimsicott in the last round? Because, like, it was a stone evolution. So, yeah, I got to go with the Dusclops, don't I? I do also need to check all my Pokemon and see what... I do need to do a big deletion soon. This will be my second big deletion. So, Kevin, thank you so much. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. So, Kevin, I'll probably be back tomorrow, okay? Instead of Sunday. So, heads up. Or reminder. Okay. So, we're not going to delete anything. So, who can do either Annihilego or Stack Attacker, was it? I can't remember. But could you please let me know if this is a painful reminder that the strike streams are slowly dying. Because I don't think Kieran might have to whop out a second switch here because I think we might not have many people now. But could you please say strike the number of times you've played, and then let me know if you can do whatever Kieran's tickets were. I think they were Stack Attacker and Annihilego, but yeah. So I'm like, wow, Kieran's going to end up doing all 5 of these. That's wild. And again, a sign of the dying strike streams. Yeah, Smasher. I know. I'm sorry. Like, if I could, then I would. It sucks, Smasher. I'm so sorry that we can't, like, either join you or you can't join us. Very frustrating. But yeah. Dang it. But do people not want more shinies? I was always hoping at the very least I could get, like, my initial, like, 24. Like, we don't have to necessarily do, like, all 47 Pokemon, but I was hoping the 24 I needed would be able to get, but okay, why don't we go for Annihilego? Because I think we did Stack Attacker a couple of days ago, but so why don't we go for Annihilego? So this is going to be Ryan, Kieran, and then I think also like a second Kieran. So why don't we talk to the nice scientist lady? Say that anything goes. Funny how I got a repeat shiny before you. I know, Xander. Like, you've only got like half a dozen. I mean, the odds of that must be quite impressive, to be honest. You would have thought after having like 30 different shinies or so that I would have like 1 repeat, but maybe not. I don't know. But like, I feel like once you got to like 30 out of like 226 or whatever, or 227, whatever the number is, the odds of getting a repeat would be pretty good. But Okay, there. Ugh, don't know why I went there. My water was delicious. But so Kieran, lay the code on us. But yeah, so anyway, Bark, so those are a bunch of the various reasons. But yeah, anonymity. For those who... I don't think there's anyone here from England right now, unless I'm wrong or forgetting who's here. Maybe I am, like Ryan. Did I forget? Who am I? I don't know. But anyway, Bark. 324545551. Very good. I like that code. It's a good code. It's a good strong code. But there's a sort of magician slash like hypnotist slash mentalist slash entertainer dude called Darren Brown. And Darren Brown, not Darren Brown, Darren with an E. Darren Brown, he's really good, like, look him up. But he did a really interesting show years ago, many years ago. This was like 8 or 9 or 10 years ago or whatever, maybe even longer than that. Where basically he pretended to have a new TV show. So this is Nihilego, ground types are the best, okay? And if not them, then like water, psychic, yeah, like water, psychic, and steel. But basically, Kieran has like a particular path here. Smasher says, not a popular opinion, but I love the design for Lowland Duckshire. So do I. I like it. I mean, it is a bit weird kind of thing, but I kind of like it. It's like based off a real thing or whatever. So basically, we want to go to like the left here. There's going to be like Stunfisk, and then we can do Pseudo Wudo, and then we can do Diggersby, okay? And this really is a good path for this. Yeah, this is a path we have done a few times. Like Kieran has it saved. So... But anyway, Darren Brown. So Darren Brown, he like had this TV. So basically, he like created like a fake TV show kind of thing that people thought they were like they were checking out a real TV show. But he was kind of like, hey guys, I'm the host of a new TV show, and like I need like an audience for the pilot episode. And so people thought they were going to be in the audience for like a real TV show, but actually it was an experiment. Okay. So he got this audience of people, and what he did is, and again, remember that this sort of wasn't like real, it was like staged, but he created this scenario. Basically, the idea of the game show was that you like have a person, and you like show a person, and you show this person off to the audience, you let the audience know a little bit about them, and what you do is like they're out and about in the wild or something like that. And then the audience decides things that happen to the person. So basically, they like had this guy, and they were like, "Oh, he's gonna be in the pub, right? Like his friends are gonna take him out to the pub, and then like his friends are gonna like take him out to the pub, and then basically the audience will decide something like." Oh, will like the barman give him a free drink, or will like someone bump into him and spill their drink on him, but like blame him, be like, hey, watch what you're doing, like it's like, oh, why'd you spill your drink on me? What are you talking about? Like, you bumped into me, I spilled my drink, are you gonna get me a new drink? Like, stuff like that. So they sort of set up this thing where basically the audience decides the fate of this like random stranger who they don't know, or who they had like a 1-minute introduction video of or something like that. And I can't remember whether, I think the guy may have like, I can't remember whether the guy was like a real guy or whether he was like in on the joke too. I don't think he was actually in on the joke or whatever. I don't think he was like in on the joke, so I think like everything the audience decided for him like did really happen to him. But like, yeah, but so so basically they created a fake TV show where you follow a person around and the audience decides what happens to them. And what they did is that everyone in the audience wore a mask so that they were then like anonymous. You couldn't see who the audience were, and you couldn't see how like they voted or anything like that. But they basically sort of, and basically it was kind of like, do you want a good thing to happen to this person or a bad thing? And so they went through, and basically, I think the way they introduced this guy is that they had sort of said he'd like cheated on his girlfriend once, so they'd kind of made him out to be like a little bit of a bad person. But basically, between like sort of crowd mob mentality mixed with like anonymity, they basically just kept choosing bad things to happen to this person. And the bad things gradually got worse. So like I said, the first one was just have a person spill their drink on him. Oh, should we get rid of Cedra here? Ryan, do you want to get rid of Cedra because you don't have good health? We do want this Stunfisk, okay? If Ryan doesn't go for this, I will, just to make sure, because we do want this. So, okay. Hopefully Ryan gets it. Oh, I'm sorry. But it's okay. You're still going to be good against Sudowoodo, so, like, it's fine. It's not a problem. So we'll go for Sudowoodo next, and then we'll go for the Diggersby. Actually, this kind of works better, because Ryan can switch for Diggersby. If I had a nickel for every time Ryan had used a Diggersby today, I'd have 2 nickels. But yeah, sorry, Ryan. I wasn't on that quick enough. But it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Actually, in all honesty, maybe Kieran could switch for the Sudowoodo just because Nihilego is like worse on the physical side. Like a Sudowoodo using Stomping Tantrum could be better than like Wartortle, but obviously we'd then have less stuff to hit Diggersby with. But I'll leave it to you, Kieran. You know this path. You know what works. Right, Earth Power. But yeah, Ryan can get Diggersby. That works better on it. Like, having Diggersby in 4th is better than having Stunfisk in 4th, so it doesn't matter too much. Kieran's not taking the Sudowoodo. Okay, that's fine. I thought you may want the physical ground move. I know it makes you worse against the Diggersby, but you do still have body press for Diggersby, so... right, Scold. Very nice. But yeah, so anyway, they basically had this experiment where they got a bunch of people to anonymously vote on whether this guy would have, like, good experiences or bad experiences, and the bad experiences gradually got worse, and basically, through this, like, sort of incremental system of, like, making worse and worse things happen to this guy, they ultimately were like, okay, what should we do? Should we have him, like, say, find some money on the floor? Or should we have him, like, get bundled into a van by a bunch of masked men kind of thing? And it was like, stuff him in the van, stuff him in the van. And so basically they like voted to have this man, like, actually no, they didn't know what happened. They didn't, like, oh no, that was it. So they voted for, like, him to be, like, kidnapped or whatever, right? And then what they did is they swapped out the dude for someone else. So I think what happened was, like, the man who all these bad things was happening to, all of that was real, but then they staged the last part of it. They switched him out for someone else. And so they had this thing where, so they were kind of like, yeah, let's stuff him in a van and kidnap him. Yeah, woo, right? And they did that. But then what they did is, like, he, like, so that the men came to, like, grab him and take him, and then, like, he got away from them, but then he, like, runs out into the street and gets hit by a car. So it's like, oh, that just went... So they basically make it look like, oh, that just went really wrong. Like, oh, we just voted for this man to get kidnapped, and then in trying to, like, save himself, he, like, genuinely gets run over kind of thing. But he didn't genuinely get run over because they, like, switched him out. But basically, yeah, it was this interesting... sort of social experiment where with anonymity, with mob mentality, going along with the crowd, people basically, like, really, like, dug into their, like, worst impulses. And it was only when the idea that, like, oh, this might have just gone terribly wrong, that people kind of, like, snapped out of it and woke up to what they were saying, like, oh, I just voted to, like, have this guy bundled into, like, a van by, like, masked men. That's not good. So, it's, it's a really interesting program. I have just spoiled it. If you ever find it online, maybe it's on the internet somewhere. But maybe you could go onto Channel 4 and find it on their Channel 4 on demand service with a VPN using the sponsor. No, the not sponsor of this stream. No, I'm kidding. There's a bajillion VPNs, but maybe with like a VPN you could watch it. I don't know. But the point is that yeah. Oh yeah, this is like the reason why like Stunfisk isn't as good in third, because like it's a bit annoying having Stunfisk here, but oh well. But yeah, so it was very interesting. He's done a lot of very interesting programs that kind of just look at, I don't know, the way people work and the way people behave, and that was one of them. So, right, Stone Edge. Okay, that's fine. That's honestly like one of the best things it could have done. So I'll take that. Would have been maybe nicer if it did it to Rhydon, perhaps, but... Okay, well done so far, everyone. And then we're going to get the rain set up. Okay. Oh, you want to go now. Oh, no. There we go. But, yeah. Oh, did anyone do the 7-star Metagross yesterday? I think it's, like, legit one of the hardest 7-star raids they've had in Scarlet and Violet. Ooh, the burn. Pew, 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 pew. This is the final one smasher. So, this is our last... We've only got one battle to go, basically. So yeah, but after this, I'm going to help out a friend with the Metagross, because we sort of tried yesterday before we had the strategy locked in, so we weren't able to beat it. But we're going to try again after this, so... You soloed Metagross first try, Smasher. Nice. Who did you go with in the end? What was like your strategy? My ultimate strategy. Once I got the strategy, I got it first go. Like once I actually tried it solo by myself, I used a Dondozo, like a ground terror Dondozo with Curse, and Unaware. So that worked well for me in the end. But yeah, we were trying stuff with like Skeledirge and Bronzong but basically the I think it was like one of the toughest ones they've had though, because basically they gave the Metagross clear body and not light metal, so that meant you couldn't lower its stats. So you couldn't do any like Apple Acid strats or anything like that, right? Or like Fire Lash, for example. So you couldn't do any strategies like that. The shield goes up immediately, so you can't do any like stat. You can't do any status moves or like ability swapping moves or anything like that. But they basically ruled out that. So you couldn't lower its stats, you couldn't change its ability. It would use Iron Defense, so you couldn't really hit it on like the physical side. And then it had a good move strategy. Oh, you just used Reshiram and the AIs did most of the work? What? That sounds wild. Although, I will just say, Reshiram does have an interesting ability where it can do more damage and stuff. So that's kind of interesting. But okay. But yeah, I suppose if you're using like a legendary Ubers Pokemon, that kind of makes sense as well. No, that's like, if you do get good... You can get good computer partners. Like, when I soloed with the Dondozo, I will admit that I think I was a bit lucky with my partners, because I had, like, a Gardevoir that was using Life Doo-Doo. So that was really good. Ooh, there we go. There's the ×4 super effective that we love to see. Did it use acid spray? I think it can do. So, oh no, water, the hydro pump missed. The 2 feet in front of you, how did you miss? But there we go. That is it. That is Niale go. It's Niale gone now. Well done, everyone. So, stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. I think after tomorrow's stream, I'm going to have to get like more Pokeballs, aren't I? But no, well done, everyone. Very nice work indeed. Indeed. will we get our second shiny Ultra Beast in like a week, or our third in like 2 weeks? Let's find out. And let's take it from there, shall we? But no, thank you all for joining me today. I will kind of start doing the wrap-up now. You guys have been wonderful. I really appreciate it. So, Stunfisk is a no. Pseudo-Wudo is a pseudo-Wuno. I will just say one thing. If we ever get a dupe from playing this group with Kieran, I won't count it, because that doesn't really count. Diggersby is not a Biggersby. And will we get a golden Nihilego? Oh, it's a regular Nihilego. Okay, so no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, and no sparkles there. Do we have any good natures and abilities or anything like that? Not really. Isn't this like a gentle Diggersby? Ugh, my least favorite of all. Ugh, and a quiet Pseudo-Wudo. I'm gonna get this quiet Pseudo-Wudo, because, hey, you need to be quiet to pretend to be a tree, right, guys? Okay, there we go. Right. So I will be back tomorrow, okay? Normally I would stream on Sunday, but because there's a community day this weekend, I will be around tomorrow instead. So I will see you guys tomorrow, Saturday, the 10th of May. Okay, 10th of May is my final day of this week. So are there any older records that you want to erase? No! Okay. But yeah, that's it. That's all for today. How many ore do I have? 375. Not bad. I will need to... maybe I'll buy some Beast Balls soon. Who knows? Mr. Beast Balls. Okay, so we saved the game. And then we're saving again. But yeah, thank you all so much. You guys have been wonderful. Please like the video if you haven't already. And then I'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Okay? So yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So there we go. So thank you all so much. Take care. Lots of love. And I'll see you tomorrow. Xander Day, Part 2. The Return of the Revenger Xander. Guest featuring Kramen. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.